Hi, I am Margot Watson, and I wanted to comment, as requested, on my perceptions, my thoughts about Amanda Barnes Smith. First of all, she reminds me a lot of my family ancestor, Jane Johnston Black, that also came across the prairie and the plains with the handcart companies. That's another whole story. But they're the same. They're made out of the same type of cloth. I have such respect for Amanda Barnes Smith to realize that this woman, after being savagely attacked at Hans Mill by mobsters and such that she had to flee with her children into the woods, only to come back and find one of her daughters shot, and then to see her husband and her son killed, and then her little 6-year-old boy wounded in the hip so badly that they didn't think he'd ever walk, much less have any leg. It astounds me that she had the wherewith and the composure to not be a victim, but to turn to the Lord in faith and ask for His help, and trusted Him to guide her in this horrific situation. That she had the ability, the self-confidence that the Lord would help her, and help her in her capacity to treat her son's devastating wounds. That she would be open, after all that she had been through, to receive his inspiration and then act on it. What a great example. If all of us would follow her example of faith and courage in times of despair and challenge, our lives would be so much better. Rather than complaining and whining and blaming everybody when our lives are hard, which is so much seen in the world today, if we would turn to the Lord, if we would open this vessel that He's given to us, and allow His inspiration to prompt us to do what's best for ourselves, our family, our loved ones, our community, wouldn't our world be a better place? Because of her faith, her self-composure, her depth, she was able to create that poultice and then put it into her son's hip, have him lay down for 5 weeks, and that created a kind of cartilageous type hip that allowed her son to walk. What a miracle. I mean, that is crazy to me. And then further, for Amanda to go on in life, not be angry at the Lord at the loss of her husband and son and the wounds that she was inflicted upon her family, but to move forward and continue to get her endowments, to cross the plains with the other saints, to be faithful, to hang on to the Lord. It is just such an inspirational story. I look around me constantly at so many members of the church that at the slightest provocation, be it political differences in opinion about how the brethren should treat or act upon policy, and how they leave the church and take odds with the prophet, with their leadership in the church, their words are stake, or even when they leave the church because somebody offended them. And here's a woman who is attacked maliciously by a mob of people. Did she turn on God and blame Him? Did she blame Joseph Smith? Did she blame society? No, she continued to move forward in faith, taking action, and continued to be a stalwart member of the church. In that she was not only came across the plains, enduring great hardship again, but then came into the valley and was an active participant in creating the Relief Society program and also the Sunday School program. Oh my word, I cannot even begin to thank her for being a Renaissance woman, for being a woman of faith, a woman of character, a core woman, whose testimony is grounded on something that is so deep that she would not allow the buffetings of life and Satan to take her down. Hooray for you. What a legacy you have left for your children, your family, and especially for me as a woman in this generation when so many problems exist and there's so much turmoil and hatred and finger pointing and deception, apathy. I mean, it's a tough world we live in right now, and it's women like her that I can read about that inspire me to take a big breath, understand that whatever trials I'm going through, I can endure them. I can not only endure them, I can be better. I can stand up and be a woman of faith and a woman of action. Hooray for you, Amanda. Thank you for what you've done and the legacy you've left for all of us.